Hey guys, welcome to another video. It is 12:22 on Tuesday the 21st of October. Late again. You just can't seem to get it together this week at all, or even last week as well. That's one of the things I'm going to say in this video is, see if you're ever coming to the store and we're not opened and we might be a wee bit, maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes late. Don't worry, we'll be here. We usually are, unless we put it up on our social media to say that we're not going to be here. So, I'm Stephen, this is Pamela.
Hello, good afternoon.
How you feeling?
Tired.
How's everybody feeling in the house?
Tired, miserable, sore tummies. We seem to have a bug.
It's either a bug or food poisoning.
One of the two, we're not really sure yet.
I'm poisoned everybody. Apart from me, I never ate anything that day, and I seem to be fine. I was trying to catch up on some sleep because I've been like Mr. Insomniac for the last week or two. So anyway, right, the plan for today is I'm going to be having a look at this Twitch stick to see how well the repair has went, or stage 1 of the repair has went. Stage 2 is going to be happening today, hopefully, if we can get time to do that. We also have a set of shins that have basically 1 or 2 days to be able to work on them. As we can see, the Velcro here and the kind of the strapping system has become very stretched out, and that has to be replaced. So we're going to replace that, and we're going to put some new Velcro on it, which means that I'm going to have to use the sewing machine today. So anyway, we're going to go and get set up. We'll see how we do. We'll get some of our friends are coming in today, or one of our friends is coming in today for definite. He's got a stick that needs an extension put in it, so we're going to do that. My uncle might make a guest appearance to get his watch fixed as well, because I have got some stuff to fix watches as well. I don't mean like the actual internals. I mean the actual strapping system and stuff like that. So I'm going to go get myself organised. We'll come back to see you guys in a little while. So it is 2:28 and it's been a very, very, very consistent day with sharpenings. I've been on the machine since I came in, and basically had a team. I think there was 10 sharpenings that came in. I say 10 individuals had brought stuff, but there was multiple pairs of steels there as well, and we had more or less a full eyelet to do. One of the Canadian boys that plays with the Blackhawks had brought his skates in and said, I need an eyelet done. No, 23 eyelets, 23. Apparently I was looking for doing the job, as in looking to try and add the eyelets to it, but I wasn't. They were pitted, rusty, or they had deteriorated. But anyway, one of the other jobs that I did over the last couple of days, you would have seen this the last time that I was making a video. The Twitch stick, the mini Twitch stick that we have, or the youth one, when I was bending the blade, it was cracking and moving and the shaft was broken. So now what I've done is I've done a repair and it's went back to being absolutely solid. Now that's not all of the repair done. You can see that there's still tape over the top of this. I have to remove the tape and sand it back a little bit. Once I remove the tape and sand it back a little bit, the plan is to put the carbon fibre sleeve over the top of it to make it more rigid and make it last a little longer. Now, in this area here, there seems to be a divot and a hole where there was an actual hole in the shaft, but we'll see if we can see about making that a little bit more uniformed when we start to try and put the carbon fibre resin back in and the carbon fibre sleeve, so we see. So anyway, Pamela, what are you up to today?
Well, now that I'm back in the land of laptops.
Oh yeah, you've got your laptop back working because it wasn't working, was it?
So I was working this morning, I was kind of starting to prepare the orders this morning, and then the battery died on it. I thought, well, that's fine, I'll just open it back up when I get to the shop and plug it in, because I cannot find my home charger, because I had my desk all set up at home which had the charging point and my docking station, and of course it's been packed away and I couldn't tell you what box it's in.
It's in the storage unit.
Yeah, I know, but have you seen the storage unit?
Yes, I have been in the storage unit. I had to try and climb over everything to get my jerseys a couple of weeks ago.
It's in the storage unit. I need to start making an effort of trying to go down and start removing some of the boxes from the storage unit to do something with them. But anyway, another day's job. Because I didn't have my charger, I waited till I come up to the shop, docked it in, plugged it in, and that wouldn't work. So I either have a dodgy charger, or it was just that flat that it needed time to charge before it would even come on. So I think the battery, because it's always really been running on a charger, is kind of done. It's goosed. So, but we're back. I've got it plugged in. We're working. I'm happy. So I'm starting to organise the orders.
Because it's a Windows machine or a Lenovo, you should be able to get a new battery for it if you want to.
some HP Pavilion.
Well, Lenovo. Well, your Lenovo was that one. That was a Lenovo. But your HP Pavilion, sorry, you can. I'm pretty sure you'd be able to buy a battery for that.
Should do. It's integral, but somebody would surely know how to fit a new battery to it.
I used to be a desktop support technician. I used to take computers apart, so I might be able to do it.
So that's what I'm doing. We've had some orders in over the weekend, so just sorting them out, tallying it all up, getting it all organised.
Classic Pamela. M's, facial rubs, and eye rubs.
They are.
They're tight. Yeah. Oh, okay. The only person that's allowed to be tired in this life is Pamela.
Not say that.
Her nickname's Post Malone. She should have Post Pam. She should have a tattoo under her eye saying always tired. Right, so that's what you're doing today. You're doing a wee order or a couple of orders? Yes. Okay. Right, I'm going to take the tape off of this and then I'll come back to you once the tape's off. So there we have it. The tape has been taken off. As you can see, this is a repaired area. It has been repaired by 2 different types of epoxies, and it should hopefully be now safe and sound to be used. But I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to try and put some carbon fibre sleeve over the top of it after I sand it down. So because of the materials that I used on the Twitch stick this time, I used JB Weld and a mixture of a two-part epoxy with the carbon fibre sheet. So I filled the hole originally, but as you can see, there is a slight indent just in this area, which is a low spot. Everything else seems to be quite high at the moment along here. So the plan is, now that it's been sanded, I know that this bit's quite rough up here, but I'm not really bothered about that at the moment. I'm going to take white spirit to it and I'm going to try and clean it up because there's still some tape residue on the blade. And then what I'm going to do is try and get it in the vise. I'm going to try and scuff up this part as much as possible to try and take off the it's a kind of shiny coating or the grip coating. And then the plan is to basically do carbon fibre sleeve from here to here, and then try and see if I can get that resin done and then tape over the top of it. Then I'm going to sand it back and then I'm going to tape it over again with some more resin, and then that should hopefully be enough to do a finishing coat. I am actually considering doing the full blade and trying giving it a slightly better finish than the kind of shiny, the kind of rough finish. I'm hoping to try and see if I can make it to like a kind of glass gloss kind of finish. That's the plan. That's what I kind of hoped to do with this one. I'm not really... The reason why I kind of want to take that away is I just personally prefer the blades being a gloss finish. I feel that it's easier to put tape on and easier to take the tape off when you've got that other kind of material. A lot of the tape residue kind of sticks to it, and that's kind of it bugs my OCD. But then again, that's just me. Everything bugs my OCD. So anyway, I'm going to try and see if I can do a little bit more work on this, and then that should be it, hopefully finished for today. And then I'll maybe actually show you a wee bit more of the work if I get time to do it. But the stick seems to be genuinely solid enough at the moment. Where the break was underneath here is now absolutely solid. It's been backfilled in that channel as well with the JB Weld, which has obviously went off and went stoten hard. Stoten hard is a Scottish term for it. It's really, really hard. Really, hopefully it's quite a durable material. But anyway, as you can see, I've taped up to this part here. This is as far up as I would like to go. I don't really want to go up any higher than that. I don't really want to damage the rest of the grip on the shaft on any of the actual material or the design work on it. So we'll see how we go. Hopefully this is a relatively quick and easy repair because I've got some not necessarily harder repairs to do. This is one of the kind of more harder repairs. I say harder, it's more time consuming than anything. It's a lot of prep work that has to go into this. And when I say the prep work, you've got to sand it back, you've got to sand it, you've got to put your carbon fibre and resin on it, then you've got to sand it back again, and then you've got to put a finishing coat on it to try and make sure that it's nice and sturdy. But the plan for the next job is I have a pair of shins that have to be redone with new strapping system. So that's next on the agenda after I do this. So I'll come back to see you soon. So it's just turned 3:30 and I finally managed to get the carbon fibre on the actual stick itself. So as we can see, what I've did is I've put the carbon fibre sock material on here and then put resin over the top of it, and then I've taped it with leg tape to try and get it as snug and as compressed as possible. Now, I think that looks better than the last attempt at this. The only thing I'm going to say is this will be the softer part of the blade, from the toe to probably about here, and then from the heel area, from this area all the way up, where most of the torsional flex is going through the blade. That's where you want it to be a little bit stiffer, especially considering the fact that we've had issues with that part breaking before. Now, the reason why I did this as well is unbeknown to me, when I started sanding, there was actually a crack in this area just round about here, and I wanted to make sure that there was a wee bit more of the blade covered. Now, we realistically could have done the whole blade, but it was kind of uncalled for to do the whole blade. It's just a section repair. It looks as if obviously this area was cracked and this area was broken here. So because the main brake is here, we're just adding a little bit of structural rigidity here and a little bit here. Now, I am absolutely covered in carbon fibre, resin and carbon sandings, so I'm going to go clean up. It's lunchtime, and then I'm going to go onto these leg pads. Well, that's it now, 5:52. It's been quite a busy day for me, if I'm honest. I had my uncle turn up to get his watch fixed, which I managed to get fixed, but then we took a link out of his watch as well, and then the strap broke on it. So he's got to take it to a jeweller's now to get a specific piece to be able to get it to go back together. That's not my fault, it's just for whatever reason it was just wear and tear. So we had Liam Roy come in to get a patch on his gloves, which I have done. As you can see, there we go, the patch is now being placed in the glove. There is a hole just in this area here, so what I've done is I just sewed in a nice piece of leather which is quite hard wearing to basically give him a little bit more longevity. It's just exactly where the butt end sits in his right hand. He's a left-handed player, so that had to be reinforced. That's now done. That's good to be picked up for tomorrow. The straps for the leg pads, they started, but they stopped very, very quickly, and the reason being is I broke a needle on the machine. Then I ran out of thread, and we've basically managed to get one made so far, and I need to have 4 made, and I have to have them ready to go, and I have to have them hand sewn back in. What I've actually used here is, it's basically elastic cord. So I've got elastic cord here, which has been doubled up. So what I've done is there's 2 layers, as you can see there, and we've got new Velcro on the top part, which is going to be where it's going to go through, and then you've got your hook Velcro here, your loop Velcro here. It's all sewn in place. It's made nice and tight so that it's going to be nice and tight on the leg pad. Hopefully that's going to be the right size. We're going to see how that goes. I've got 4 of these that I'm going to have to make. So I was doing them in size order. So I've done the smallest one first. And as you can see, this is the one that I have removed from the actual leg pad itself. And if you look at how much longer it is, it's about 1 inch, maybe 2 inches longer than this one. This one is going to be a lot tighter, so it should hold a lot better. The Velcro is in a lot better condition because it's new stuff. Now, the material that I'm actually using in this stuff here is a lot thicker than what I've used, so that's why I've doubled it up to try and replicate that, just to make sure that it's nice and tight and it holds very, very well. But this is obviously stretched off quite a bit. Now, that's the bottom one, so this is going to be the smaller one. The next one we've got to do as the longer one. So the longer one will be getting taken out later on tonight. I'm going to try and get back in after hockey tonight and see if I can get them finished. I'm going to do 2 at a time, just get them made, cut them out, and then get them sewn in by hand. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to sew them in with the Speedy Stitcher, just because I can't get the sewing machine to go through that kind of stuff, and I couldn't get it in the sewing machine even if I tried. So that's the plan for later on tonight. So it will probably be a late one because I'm off ice at, I think it's 11:15. By the time I'm out and away from the rink, it'll probably be about 12 o'clock, and I'll probably be in here working for a couple of hours, see if I can get them done, so I can at least get to enjoy tomorrow night when I'm in Wednesday, due to the fact that I don't know what's coming in on Wednesday as well. So I'll just quickly take you through and show you the repair so far on the stick as well. So I've probably already showed you this, but we can see here that the resin is starting to set and it's starting to get pretty stiff, pretty hard. It is quite tacky at the moment. It does stay tacky for a couple of hours. It can take up to 12 to 15 hours to get it to set properly. And the reason why I thought I would do it the way I've done it there is I've been messing about with different resins and different finishes. So what I actually did in that one there was I used JB Weld and I used a 2-piece epoxy and mixed all 4 parts together. It made a very, very, very nice finish. Very, very hard. Very, how would I put it? It would be, I think personally, impact abrasion wise, it would be very, very good. It seemed to be very uniform, very shiny, very smooth, very nice feeling. The stuff that I had used, I usually what I do is I'll use it and then I'll let it set and I'll let it see how it cures, and it cured very, very hard, which is exactly what we're looking for. We're looking for something that's pretty stiff but also got a little bit of give in it. So I'm quite happy with how that repair's going so far. Hopefully it doesn't really alter the weight that much, but I would imagine it's going to add a couple of grams onto it due to the fact that it is a very, very, very light stick. That's something I'm going to be looking at as well, is I'm looking at different options for sticks for myself. I know I'm kind of jumping from from thing to thing so far, but that's one of the other things I'm now looking at as well. Pamela and I had spoke about it. We have contacted one supplier and one supplier has invited me down to go and see them, and we're thinking about going down and possibly having my feet scanned and talking about sticks and skates, due to the fact that my skates are going to need to get taken apart and fixed at some point, so I'm going to need something to skate in the meantime. But that's for another day, I think. So today, nothing really else to report. There was a lot of other people in. Tony came in today, Brian came in with the skates from the Blackhawks, David came in today to get an extension put in his stick, get some custom work done to his stick as well. That's all been done, they're all away, and hopefully we'll be busy tomorrow night. There was a couple of customers came in for figure skates today also. I think there was 2 or 3 pairs of skates and steels also today. But we'll see how that goes tomorrow night, if we're going to be busy or not, and no doubt I'll take you along for the ride as well. So for today, that's us finished. I'll see you tomorrow at 5. Hey guys, it's Wednesday the 22nd. It is 3 minutes past 5. It just literally changed as I said that. So the plans for tonight is we've got pick up for Liam for his gloves. He's sitting outside in the car just now. We're just about to get ourselves sorted. We have the strap system that has to be put on this. Was originally going to come in last night, but I was just too tired. It's unusual for me, like I totally crashed after training last night. So the other thing that we've got to do is we've got to take this off as well and see how good or how bad it is and how much sanding we're going to have to do. It's actually left quite a nice finish. It does feel like it's factory. So what we'll do is that's still going to have to get taken off and sanded back, and then a final coat's going to have to get put on it. Having a little feel of the resin that was in here, it is extremely hard, which means it's went off properly. That's exactly what we're looking for. So we'll see what it looks like when we take the tape off, and if we have to struggle to take the tape off, then we'll have to just sand through the tape, unfortunately, but that's something that hopefully we don't have to do. So we'll get started, get organised, and then we'll come back, see you as the night goes on, see what else comes in. Pamela, how are you doing today?
Okay.
Can you come over and say hello?
I'm checking to see if my laptop's charging.
Is it charging today?
I don't know.
You don't know. Right, so we might have to go and get a new laptop for Pamela. My Pamela needs charged, yeah. My laptop's sitting over there, needs to get turned on. There's still got so much to do, but I've just been so busy with other things. Working on the Monday there, it totally threw me. Last Monday when I was off, unfortunately, I wasn't feeling well. I phoned into the other job and I got a wee bit of work done at night time, but not a lot. But it's one of them ones where I really shouldn't have been working because I was off anyway. Anyway, right, I'm going to get myself organised. We have another stick as well. Sorry, I have had pre-workout and my brain is all over the place today. So this is my custom stick that we've got. And we managed to find another stick on another website that I need to use at the moment so I can get customs organised. So we're in the process of deliberating whether it's going to be Bauer or Warrior. Originally we said Warrior, but it might be Bauer. I'm not 100% sure, but I'll speak to you guys soon about that. Right. So the Twitch update. As we can see, the tape, where the tape has been, it's came off no problem whatsoever. You can see the different weave that we've used over the top of it to try and make it a little bit more sturdy. There is going to be a little bit of sanding that's going to have to get done. It basically just has overspilled a little bit on this bit. So this bit, when we sand this bit back and sand it kind of a little bit more flat and give it a better looking finish, what we'll do is we'll put more resin on it, and you might find that that's counterproductive, sanding away the resin that's already there, but it's for the finishing aspect. We want to try and make sure that the finishing aspect is more uniform. It will be slightly different, it will be slightly heavier, but at the same point it's going to be 10 times as strong as what it had been previously. And what I mean by that is, I don't mean that from factory, I mean the fact that there was a hole in the shaft here and it was moving. Now it's not moving, now there's no hole in the shaft. So we're going to get it sanded back, and then we'll get some resin work done on it, and then hopefully then that's it, it can go back to the customer. So about 5 minutes of sanding with the palm sander, with the aggressive sanding paper disc, if you want to call it that, and then one with a smoothing one. This is the finished product. As you can see, it is now shiny, it's got a coat on it. You can see this kind of grey hue. The reason why that's a grey hue and it's in the actual blade is because I used the 2-piece JB Weld in there as well to try and strengthen it a little bit. So the resin that I actually have, the reason why I use it is a finishing resin, but if you add in something like the JB Weld, which makes it a little bit stickier, it goes off and creates just a slightly better finish. I found that earlier on, obviously as we were talking about this stuff here, that is solid and it's a nice finish. For me, I don't really care about the aesthetics of the blade, the way it looks. To an extent, the colour wise, I don't really care as long as it does a job. So there is a slight grey hue on it. As we can see, if you have a wee look here, there is a little bit of a run there, but the reason why there's a run is there's a slight indentation just here where the sanding didn't kind of take off. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to literally just quickly grab the brush and just paste that in a little bit more, just to try and give it a little bit more of a uniformed finish. But yeah, that is all reinforced from this area here. There is a stripper carbon that goes all the way around, sanded back, then the carbon fibre sock goes over this entire area. It has been compressed and it has been left to set and it has been sanded back just a little bit, and then it's been given a finishing coat. So basically that stick should be as good as new, if not better, hopefully. We'll see. It is going to change the weight of the stick slightly. The only way that you can really tell that there has been work done on it is the kind of back of the design here. But this is going to look pretty much brand new once it is finished and once it goes off. So by tomorrow, that will be able to go back to the customer. It should be absolutely stone cold solid, and we'll see how it goes from there. Hopefully it's a glowing review. But again, this is just one of these kind of small repairs that we do here at Cold Blooded Sports. We try and get them done as quickly as we can. We have got a goalie stick that we've got in the process of trying to get fixed at the moment. There is resin in here as well. There is a little bit more resin that's going to be put into this one. There is another repair that has to be done just at the heel here, but that's going to mean that I'm going to have to get creative with the way that I do this. There's going to be extra carbon that has to be wrapped around this, but unfortunately I don't have enough resins. So because I don't have enough resin, we're in the process of getting stuff ordered just now. Pamela's actually going through my Amazon account at the moment, looking to see where I've got it from, so that she can then add to the order for Cold Blooded Sports. So it's not coming out of my bank account, it's coming out of the business one. So the business account's going to get this one this time, and then we will see how we go. So again, these repairs are all trial and error, and to be honest, watching a couple of videos from professional people that do carbon fibre, it seemed to be not necessarily straightforward, but I like working with my hands and I can take to doing these things pretty quickly. So the kind of manual jobs I'm kind of relatively good at. I've always been good at the kind of sanding and finishing aspect of jobs, especially when I was into woodwork and stuff like that when I was in school. But anyway, that's that finished. We'll hopefully leave that for 12 to 24 hours. It'll go off in the next little while. Once it goes off properly and finishes, I think the customer is back from holiday maybe on Friday, so the stick will be perfectly ready to go on Friday for them to collect at the store. So 9:15 or 9:16 on that clock. I just looked at my watch. Let's see, my watch says 9:15. It's a minute early. Anyway, that is me finished for tonight. As we can see, we've got the new straps in place for the CCM tacks. We've decided that we were going for slightly smaller ones, and if you wonder why I've got white thread on this one, black thread on this one, black and white on this one, and white on that one, and some black, as I ran out of thread and I had to mix the two. So what happens with the sewing machine, if you're not sure about what happens, we have a spindle of white thread that's here, but we also have thread that's in a bobbin in this part here. So there's two pieces of thread and they mix together to obviously make your stitch. So that's why we've used what we've used. It looks a bit rough, but it's very, very functional. You can see, obviously, this one is done in black thread and this one's done in white thread. I hope Johnny hasn't got OCD with regards to the colour of them. If not, if he has, I'll have to take them apart and redo them, or do them in a different colour of thread when I actually get thread in. The main reason why we decided to change these straps is because they were too loose. They were very, very, how would I put it, not elasticated, they were very stretched. So my way of doing it is, what I do is I bust the stitching just here, take the old ones out, and then I put the new ones in, and I use the speedy stitcher to go all the way across here and then stop at this part here. Tie it off and burn the thread so it makes sure that it doesn't come back out, and the same with this one where you start from here and then come all the way up to here. So they're all now sewn in place, and that is that job done. So that is 2 custom jobs that have been done tonight. There has been a lot of sewing that's been done on these, and there has been a lot of carbon work and sanding that's been done on this. So this still hasn't cured just yet. The resin itself is still ready to cure, but I think it looks pretty good. I like the finish on it so far. There is no lip between the new set of carbon and the new resin. It's now all blended in. The reason why it's all blended in is because I made sure that I sanded it back as much as possible. One of the other things that we have managed to do, I have been running out of sticks because I'm very sore in sticks at the moment, and I only have a couple of sticks left. So we managed to find myself a trigger 6, but the problem is the curve is slightly different from what I use from my custom, and the lie is slightly different from the curve that I use on my custom. So I decided tonight to run it through the grinder. So I have actually used the resin that was left over to fill any imperfections and seal the blade so that the carbon fibre doesn't split or anything like that. So that has been done as well. What I now have to do with that stick over there is just wait till it's cured, then I can tape it and use it. Hopefully the lie on the blade isn't too far off. It was probably about 2-3 mil off, or maybe 2 mil, maybe 1 at a push. But with grinding back the CCM blade, I actually realised that I hit the foam. So what I'd actually did with it, if you've ever wondered, most of these sticks, you can see in this one, I don't know if it's going to pick it up or not, but there's 2 spines that run all the way down here, and there's foam in between these crevices. That fills that in to basically give you the pop and the feel of the puck and the rigidity, and takes it off the fact that if you've got too much carbon on it, it can be too stiff. So that gives a little bit of play in the blade. With regards to Warrior sticks, Warriors have a little bit more carbon round about the outside, which means that you can play with the lie slightly. With the CCMs, I found out tonight you can't play with the lie as much, but it seems to be setting quite well. It looks as if it's going to be absolutely okay, so I'm happy with that. So we'll see how we got on with that stick tomorrow. Like I say, it's a little bit bendier than what I'm used to. I am using 110 flex, that's 100 flex, but I also had a stick from the rack that I used a couple of nights ago just for something different. Now I'm going to show you what the stick is, and you'll probably be shocked at what I was using, but it was an 85 flex variant of this. It was a Warrior Covert QR6 Rev. I must say, see for the price or the money that you pay for a Rev stick, being a kind of mid-range stick, is very, very good. Very, very good puck feel, very good pop from your shot. And again, something that we have spoke about before is trying to make stuff more financially viable for players. Try to make sure that we can make it as be cost effective as possible, and that's one of the cost effective sticks in my opinion. It's very, very good for the money that you're paying. There's a lot of sticks out there that you're paying upwards of £200-300 for, and that is nowhere near that price, but it is very, very good. Very, very good stick. I was very, very shocked with that one, and I'm not going to say very, very anymore. Anyway, it's been a long day for me. I've been up since probably about 7 o'clock this morning. Been working, been at the gym, had other things to do. So it's time for me to go home, get something to eat and get to bed, because I've got to do it all again tomorrow. And I still have some editing that I've got to do tonight. So again, thank you very much for watching. If you like this kind of content, like, share and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video. Keep it cold-blooded.